Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and with the launch of the secret Lair product this whole week, especially the Mega Pack yesterday, you probably thought, oh, okay, a little bit of waiting in line, a little bit of website load issues and coding issues, and that was it. That's as bad as it got, right? Otherwise, yay, surprise, you get a bonus stained glass planeswalker. Nope, we might be looking at another lawsuit and Wizard losing the ability to run credit cards permanently. I mean, let's be honest, what else did you actually expect to happen? Wizards tried to launch something. I mean, when has that ever worked? When has that sentence ever had a good ending? Their stupid leggy piece of garbage server ended up charging people twice, which they already knew was a problem. They already knew they should do something about. And I could have sworn that the actual charging of the credit card, the actual payment processing, was done by a third-party portal with thousands of servers. I think it was actually an Amazon Web Services thing that scales. But I guess if your leggy garbage website sends more than one purchase request, I guess you would say, to the third-party server and it checks out twice and orders it twice, well, not much they can do about that. So I suspect that's what happened because, people are getting charged 2 times for purchasing the product once. I mean, it's really quite simple. Now, whether it was, oh, this page is frozen, so I'm going to refresh it, or if it's just like, no, their website's a piece of trash, or somewhere in between. So, inadvertent user error or broken by design by Wizards. In either case, the proper thing to do would be to, before they roll out, before you go to the, print to demand second wave, start canceling orders when people want to cancel orders. It's really simple. Somebody writes into support and says, I didn't mean to order 2. Your website kind of did it for me. I only want to buy 1. Or, in some cases, because some people just go with it, I wouldn't recommend it. It would be like, oh, I ordered 5 and you're charging me for 10. Like, that's another $1,000. That is not messing around money right there. I haven't heard this yet, but I suspect some people got like an overcharge or overage or whatever you call it on the credit card. Or they went over their daily limit for debit. Some banks will let you do that, some won't. Some will just assign a fee to it. If you bought it on debit and you only had, a couple hundred sitting in that checking account because, most people move bulk money to their savings. And then, oh, I ordered 3, but they hit me with 6. Boom, and it goes over and you go below 0. You're looking at like $35, $40 in fees, bare minimum at almost any bank. So this is like lawsuit levels of proven damages, class action stuff. The last class action lawsuit, which I believe is still going on, that was over them just simply violating like basic FTC laws or whatever that says you can't tell somebody that they're ordering something and then pull it. Like you can't say order successful and then go back on it, which I still think, yeah, you can. But the other part of the lawsuit was, but people were counting on reselling it or getting the value that's like the difference between the value of the product on the secondary market and what they actually paid. And so they're suing for like that difference, which even that's shaky, but any lawsuit against Wizards for their massive incompetence that reminds them to be a little more cautious next time, I can get behind that no matter how shaky the legal foundation is. That whole judges are employees thing, which is beyond ridiculous. No, they aren't. They're clearly contractors. Like, that was ridiculous, but it was a black eye for Wizards, made them look terrible. Like, your own judge program is suing you, so I think it was worth doing, even though they lost. This time around, is it worth it to do a whole class action lawsuit and all these legal fees to seek, like, $40 or something, or... I don't think it would even be trebled in this case, which means it was willful and purposeful. I don't think you'd be able to prove that. And if it is, it's typically tripled. So people who got like a $40 overdraft or whatever would get $120. And multi-tiered classes are really hard. So how would somebody prove, I suffered this financial difficulty specifically for just me because I had no more room on my credit card because they charged me twice for this? Also, there's already a legal recourse, and you will lose in court immediately if you don't do it. So that leads me to, let's leave the whole are they going to get sued thing. Let's leave that behind because either each individual would have to go to small claims court, which, right, or they'd have to make a class action lawsuit, which takes forever and is very complicated and expensive. So let's ignore that, and since it's been a day, let's focus on right now. What can people do right now? Well, according to, I'll just say Visa, which if you have a Visa, get a Discover card. Oh my gosh. Link in the description to sign up and get a Discover card. They have way better terms, better rewards, better customer service, like infinitely better. I don't use my Visa card anymore. I completely switched a couple years ago and I do not regret it. That is an affiliate link though, so I do make quite a bit of money if you sign up. But they're also running a killer promo, so check out the link for details. Anyway, for Visa at least, because that's what most people have, unfortunately, I believe the rule is either 2 or 3 times you have to contact them, or I think it's attempt to contact them to get a resolution before you're allowed to file what's called a chargeback. And whenever I say chargeback, if you're a customer, people are like, oh, that's complicated, I don't know how they work. But if you're a vendor, like anybody who takes credit cards at your business, it's the C word. If you get like one chargeback, you will be investigated if it's found to be like your fault and that it was legitimate. If you get 2, depending upon your volume, you're probably not going to be allowed to take credit cards ever again. So basically, your business is shut down. Your merchant services company will just dump you, assuming that you run some crooked, fraudulent business, basically, that doesn't know how to sell people things and deliver them, like, at all. Of course, a lot of chargebacks are just absolute BS. It's like an unhappy customer who never contacted you, never called you, never tried to return whatever product was defective, or they ordered 8, you sent them 4. They never contacted you about it. They just went straight to chargeback. They are not allowed to do that, and it will get declined. It'll get denied by the company. But basically what a chargeback is, I should probably start with that, is there is something critically wrong with this order. Either 1, they never sent me my goods at all, or 2, it was wrong, they sent me the wrong quantity, or they just outright sent me the wrong item. That's a little shakier of one. Just basically the agreement of I'm going to pay them this and they're going to send me this. That didn't happen. Or if it's like a service thing, like a plumber, oh, they never showed up at all, but they charged me. For a chargeback to be allowed, you have to have documented with dates, times, and notes when you contacted the company and how many times and what the general response was if you got one at all. And I think it's a minimum of 2 tries. I think they prefer 3. I believe that's Visa's official policy. So if you tried to buy one thing for $200 yesterday and they charged you for 2, even if they send you 2, it doesn't matter. They are charging you for something you never ordered. That is 100% chargeback territory, absolutely 100% guaranteed. So does it qualify? Yes. So then you have to contact Wizard Support. Well, what happens when you contact Wizard Support? Well, let's look at what Apple_Cranberry posted on Reddit 6 hours ago. He got double or triple charged or whatever, and he wrote in, and Maria L. from Wizard Scalefast store, which, don't even get me started on what Scalefast is. Let's just say it's some kind of BS, like Silicon Valley-esque bullshit company that's supposed to handle all your, e-purchase crap. It seems to be like an e-commerce and marketing solution thing. Oh, and they're owned by Hasbro, which is why it doesn't work. So anyway, Maria from the Wizard Scalefast store says, Dear Josh, thanks for contacting the Wizard Scalefast store, which, by the way, ironically doesn't scale very fast. If it had any form of scalability, it wouldn't have been lagging out and charging people multiple times. Anyway, we apologize for any inconvenience that this may cause, but as outlined in the QIT, I don't know what that means, and it's Q as in line and then IT, I just don't know what IT means, and your cart summary, we are unable to refund any orders as all sales are final. We thank you for understanding. Best, Maria. I assume his initial inquiry was, you charged me for shit I didn't buy. I'm sorry, all sales are final. Yeah, bitch, you're gonna get arrested. Like, that's fraud. What the f***? Like, if it was intentional, that's illegal. I'm not kidding. They will get arrested with criminal charges if it's found to be on purpose. Obviously, it's not. It's their shitty, non-scaling, laggy piece of shit website. So, okay, that's contact number 1. What Josh has to do is reply to it or send a second inquiry that says, I don't think you understand. I didn't order this. It was your own website that glitched and ordered it twice. If they then, after the second contact time, fail to give a refund, file the chargeback immediately. And after a very, very brief investigation, because trust me, there are no complications, there's no signature on a receipt to scan in, there's no footage of you on camera walking into a store. This is an open and closed case. You're going to get your money back in like 3 days. Oh, it'll be like 3 days with Discover. It'll be like 3 weeks with Visa because they suck. But yeah, this one ain't going to drag out. They're going to give Wizards time to respond and be like, what is going on here? And I think maybe at that point, Wizards would be like, oh shit, somebody's attempting to do a chargeback. Let's just cave and we'll refund it. Or if they don't respond in time, which, I mean, we all know they don't have the staff to do it. Who the hell is this Scalefast thing? They don't know what the hell they're talking about. Their support is non-existent. Your credit card company will just be like, yeah, okay, screw it. I mean, Wizards made very, very, very clear what their policy on this is. It's, even if it's a glitch, even if it's a mistake, even if the customer is reporting, I didn't make this order, refund it, their policy is to not do it under even those circumstances. Guess what Visa's terms say? If I were to summarize, that, give them their money back. Like, that ain't even Visa's policy, that's like FTC law. You can't sell somebody something they didn't order. You can't do that. So they're opening themselves up to a massive FTC fine if they do not start refunding these upon request, like quickly. So I think word's going to get around social media. They're going to get a ton of bad press. They're going to get a bunch of complaints to FTC. They're going to get a bunch of chargeback inquiries from Visa, Discover, and MasterCard, and Amex if you're a douchebag. Seriously, what kind of asshole has an Amex card? Just rip it up and get on with your life. They're going to be like, oh yeah, we changed our policy on this. Because honestly, it would take them like a couple days for the last of the people to realize what happened and try to refund it, which is before these even get printed. We're like 2 months out for them getting printed and delivered. So I can see why their policy would be there are no refunds. It said so they said the QIT. I assume they mean the terms, like the T is terms. I don't know what the I is. And I get it. I mean, they're printing these one at a time per order. Everyone they get stuck with, they're stuck with. They're not going to sell them anywhere else. They have to like burn them. So I understand the policy, but when the customer's saying, I didn't order this, like, guess what? One, there's still time. Two, you're going to catch a chargeback. And if you get too many chargebacks, you'll lose your ability to run credit cards. Just ask Macy's. They almost had the same thing happen for a different reason, but it can happen. I thought maybe Walmart or like Sam's Club or something like that had an issue where they had to stop taking MasterCard for like a long time due to some weird fraud thing. I heard it was due to like a competing thing that they refused to drop, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah, if you think you're too big to get your ability to take cards taken away, no. So yeah, they're going to have a meeting. The management is going to be like, oh crap, and they're going to start returning these. In fact, very recently, Wizards_help on the official Magic TCG Reddit actually replied, hey, user Apple Cranberry, if possible, we'd like to get in touch. We'd ask that you get in touch with our internal support team at our help site, which is, by the way, not the crappy, I'd say, third-party e-commerce solution. But like I said, they're owned by Hasbro, so not really. But they want to get in touch with Wizards support. The team available there would like to assist with this issue as soon as it's convenient with you. Problem is, that's not really who your purchase was made through. I mean, I hate to say that because it's like on eBay. Like, yeah, your transaction is with eBay. That's their checkout system. It's also probably with PayPal. And then it's also with the seller. Like, it's all three. It's not one or the other or any of them. It's all of them. So for them to tell you to get in touch with Wizards support at just General Wizards, the company, instead of the ScaleFast store that you bought it from, it's not that crazy. It's not that outrageous. I don't think you'd be able to ignore that and file the chargeback anyway. But if you really do want to spite Wizards over this and you just want to absolutely run them over like a locomotive, I would recommend sending the same message again to the ScaleFast store support, getting the exact same response, and then counting 1, 2, and then filing the chargeback. Yes, it's an incredibly mean thing to do, and if you've watched this video, you have evidence of how to actually handle this and actually resolve it, and if you have a outlet to resolve it, you're not supposed to file a chargeback, but they only do require 2 contacts and 2 denials. So I had to file a chargeback against Tiger Direct a while ago, believe it or not. AKA Infotel Distributors. I had a huge order because I got in a bunch of refurb computers I was selling on Craigslist and I needed SSDs for them. So I ordered like 14 SSDs for like $400. And it was some bullshit third-party dropshipper and they did not send them. And that's when I was working as the head IT manager of a mega huge company. So I used our commercial account to buy it, but with my credit card and like my shipping address. They allow that. That's cool. And I had a person I could call up on the phone, an actual live agent that they could like find stuff, they could approve stuff, they could reprice stuff. And she just like stopped taking my emails and calls all of a sudden, didn't respond to my voicemails about like, it's been a month. Where the hell are my SSDs? I don't have a shipping, like a tracking number at all. Or I think I did. And it was like fake. It was invalid. And they didn't even say, oh, please hold on while we contact that third party. I got nothing. Absolutely nothing. Then I thought, wait a minute, why did I just file a chargeback? Because I'm quitting anyway, because this was really close to when I was planning to quit. Because yeah, if you file a chargeback, you are banned for life from that company, just FYI. But yeah, I wrote down, I'm like, okay, let me look at the phone logs and the email logs. I emailed her like twice and called them like 3 times, left 3 voicemails and got nothing. So that was 5 contacts. And yeah, I got approved, I got my money back. And unfortunately, the SSDs never showed up. It would have been kind of funny if I got refunded and then they still showed up like 2 months later. But yeah, that third-party company was scammers, obviously. So if you're on Newegg, if you're on Amazon, if you're on Tiger Direct or Infotel, Systemax, any other companies, and it says the product is coming from some weird third party and they're going to drop ship it, just don't. It's probably a scam, or they're just incompetent, non-English speaking assholes who can't put products in a box and send them out, even though that's their job. Just save yourself the chargeback file. But yeah, that's a real world example of me doing it. It works, and you get your money back, and there you go. Or you can go about this the right way and hope that Wizards doesn't completely screw this up and contact their normal support at like Wizards Help, just Google it or whatever. And they'll try to resolve it. It'll probably take them longer, but that is the proper way to go about things. And like I said, I think they're going to be notifying their ScaleFast support staff to start refunding these despite their policy, because it was a website glitch. I mean, duh. Like, seriously, they're opening themselves up to, once again, to reiterate, class action lawsuits, FTC investigations and fines, chargebacks that in that volume will stop them from being able to ever take credit cards again on that platform, and mountains of bad press and bad PR everywhere. Don't even get me started on like people trying to get a refund for like VAT fees and import tariffs and shit if they're international. So yeah, that's the shitstorm that this product release turned into. I know we all saw it coming, and although I'm going pretty hard on it, I'm sure this will actually be resolved in like days, because they don't want another PR disaster. But yeah, whatever. Next time, Wizards, try using a third party that isn't literally just another Hasbro property that doesn't know what they're doing and is brand new as far as I can tell. And use something real, proven, and scalable. Like anybody who uses cloud services at all. Maybe rewrite your website code so it doesn't submit things twice in a short period. Or if it does, it verifies the second one via email. You know, all these standard practices that every other company knows what the hell they're doing does. Maybe implement any of that. Any of it. So finally, I want to end with this because it isn't its own video, but you know, Mythic Championship is supposed to have 68 people. Well, now it has 67 because somebody, I don't remember exactly who, it was somebody from an Asian country, they had trouble getting a visa to come here and compete. So, I mean, I wish I knew the reason. I really do. So I'll just give you both reactions. It'll be like a choose your own adventure video. It's either, oh man, that sucks. What kind of bullshit, like bureaucratic red tape horse shit is this that you can't just come for like 3 days and compete in a damn tournament then go home? That's like the easiest damn visa ever. What the hell, United States? Or, dumbass, you shouldn't have gotten that drug conviction. Yeah, no, we don't actually give out visas to bank robbers or domestic abusers or like suspected terrorists. Oh, boo-hoo, you qualified for the tournament, now you can't come because you're an idiot with a criminal history. Well, fuck you. World's smallest violin. So whichever of those is the case, apply it accordingly once more details come out. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys next video.